Hello, let us have a look at a poem by Rabindranath Tagore, the famous poet Rabindranath Tagore, who also composed our national anthem, the Janagana Mana. He was a Bengali poet and he lived during the British era, during our struggle for independence, and his thoughts, his dreams about what type of India he wants to see, his prayer to God. Before that, you should know, I'm very sure all the children must know the situations in India just before independence. For almost 200 years, we were under British rule, under British domination, and things were not so easy. Today, you have the right to speak whatever you want. The press has the right to report whatever it likes, means based on the facts. The only condition being that they should have proofs in hand, it should be all based on facts. But truth had no value in during the British time. There were different rules for different people. They used to discriminate us, they used to force the farmers, they used to impose unnecessary tax on the farmers. So it was during that period that the poet has written this poem where the mind is without fear. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the world is led forward by thee, where the mind is led forward by thee, by ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. This is the short poem. It is a free verse poem. As you just heard now, it did not seem to have a rhythm, it did not seem to have a meter and rhyming words. Lots of rhyming words were not there. The last words of each line were not rhyming, so it does not have a rhyme scheme either. So it is a free verse poem. It was originally written in Bengali. Maybe that is the reason why it is a free verse poem. It was translated later on. It is taken from the anthology of poems named Geetanjali by Rabindranath Tagore. So let me share the screen with you. Where my cursor is running. Just give me a moment. English Kumar Bharti book of Standard 10. Also, there is an anomaly that while I'm making this video for you, online teaching, at the same time there is a news that the 10th standard board is going to cease. Maybe from next year you're not going to have boards in the 10th standard. According to the new educational policy, you will directly write after 8th, directly appear for a boards in 12th standard. Shall we go through this small poem here about enjoy this conflict? It's not included in your 10th standard board book, but let's just read through it because I find it really funny and tricky one. And above that, you also have three proverbs to guess. Can you guess the proverb here? You see a pen and a sword. So the proverb that you can write there is the pen is mightier than the sword. The second one, the birds of a feather flock together. The third one, time is money. Let me teach you in my verse. Sounds like cops and words. Susie, I shall keep you busy. Make your head with heat go dizzy. Just compare. Now, whatever you are comparing from now, they are having similar rules for spelling, but pronounced in a different way. That is the trick that English gives you. You're always confused why head is like this and heat goes the other way. Accent, the pronunciation is totally different. There's no definite set of rules which can tell you that when these three alphabets come together in a word, you will use pronounce it in such and such a way. Here it is heart, Heart, beard, herd. Okay, dice, dies is die, dice, and diet. Lord and word. You don't say word and Lord, right? You have to say Lord and word. Now surely I will not plague you with words such as wage and argue. Blood and flood are not like food, nor is more like should or would. River, rival, tomb, bomb, comb, tall and roll are some and some and whom. Monkey, donkey, clock, jerk. As grass, wasp, fork, work. Finally, what rhymes with enough? Though or through, claw or cuff. Enough, cuff. Hiccup ends with the sound of a cup. Spelling is similar in cuff and hiccup. The last five alphabets are the same. Still, you can't say hiccup. You have to say hiccup. My advice is just give it up. Poet just advises us. It is G not stay trenite. The chaos by G not stay trenite. Okay. So the poet asks you to finally give it up. Don't worry about how you are pronouncing. Just the way you like, the way you have heard it generally being accepted. Just use that. You can't learn a set of rules for pronunciation, though there is a special branch for the phonetics. Now, in this grade, you can find some figures of speech. Let me give you hints, which all you can find. Antithesis, pun, oxymoron is already there. It is simile, repetition. Irony is there, hyperbole is there. Euphemism is also there. Euphemism is just going the opposite way here. So it's not in a good mood today. Euphemism goes here. Euphemism. Euphemism. So these all are the figure of speech. Antithesis means using the opposite words in the same line. Pun. Pun means using the different meanings of the same word. Simile. Simile means using the word as and like to compare things directly. Metaphor is an indirect comparison, which we will see in this poem. Irony. Irony is contradicting ideas. When you read it for the first time, you feel that it is correct, but then you feel that it is not correct. But on a deeper thought, you can justify with that statement. Repetition, the words are getting repeated. Euphemism, a harsh fact is expressed in a gentle way. So I will make a different video for the figures of speech. At present, let us move on. Warming up, humanism. patriotism, internationalism, liberalism, and environmentalism. So humanism, you can see there is humans, a rationalistic outlook towards humans rather than a divine or supernatural one. The fifth one, E option, patriotism. C option, international. So D option, liberalism. D option, and environmentalism, option A. When you match anything during your board exams, don't write one A like that. Just match your answers directly. You can put one humanism dash and E, a rationalistic outlook towards humans rather than a divine or supernatural one. So this year I had corrected the board papers and we were instructed that the people who are writing one E, give them one. And even if you have just matched it like the small children, we were supposed to give you mark. But not if you wrote simply one E. That is the wrong method propagated through the lovely digest. All the digest target and everything, don't follow that. Sonnet, limerick, ballad, elegy, free verse, epic, lyric, humorous, and idyll. These are the different types of poems, and just below this, you are getting the descriptions of them. You just have to match them. I've already tagged it for you. A long story poem, often mythical, is epic. A short story poem with a message. It is a poem of 14 lines is called a sonnet. A song-like poem is called a lyric. A poem with no uniformity of rhyme, rhythm, etc. is called a free verse poem, and the poem which we are going to learn where the mind is without fear is a free verse poem. A poem set in the picturesque rustic background is idyll. A sad poem lamenting death of a loved one is an elegy. Lamenting means expressing grief over a five-line short funny poem with rhyme scheme. AABBA is a numeric. AABBA denotes that the first two lines will be rhyming with the last line and the center two lines. That is the third and the fourth lines will be rhyming with each other. It's called a limerick. There are lots of funny limericks. Mostly limericks are funny. So you can find out from the net more examples of limerick. A poem written just to create humor is humorous. It's just indicative of its name. Rabindranath Tagore, 1861 to 1941, was the author of Gitanjali and his profoundly sensitive, fresh and beautiful verse. He became the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913. This poem is one of his vastly read and discussed poems. It was originally composed in Bengali and later he himself translated it into English. This poem is from his Nobel Prize winning anthology. Anthology means a collection of poems. Gitanjali. Tagore lived during the time when India was ruled by the British. In this poem, besides political freedom from British, Tagore also speaks to God, appeals to God for social, educational, and economic freedom of the people of India. Are we totally free even today? I think in our mindset, we still need to be more. Are we still differentiating between other caste and our caste? There are lots of things, casteism, regionalism, religionalism, all these things which we have to overcome. I don't think any human being can totally overcome it because it is being propagated since many generations in our blood. Human nature is just like we saw that the birds of a feather flock together. So the people of similar religion like to be together. From similarly is where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. H is being repeated. You can say alliteration. Even W sound is repeated there. So anyway, it is alliteration where knowledge is free. नॉलेज ज्ञान जहाँ पे मुफ्त में मिलता हो मतलब कि बिना पैसे के मिलता हो ये वाला भी यहाँ मीनिंग हो सकता है लेकिन अकॉर्डिंग टू ये वो मीनिंग है कि हर किसी को एक्सेसिबल हो जाए ज्ञान जो हो हर किसी को अर्जन करने का पूरा अधिकार दिया जाए कि कुछ सेक्शंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी कभी थे जिनको ये राइट भी नहीं मिलता था कि वो स्कूल जा सके इवन कितना भी फीस पे करने के बाद भी वो जा सके ऐसा राइट उनके पास नहीं था where the world has not been broken up into fragments, fragments मतलब छोटे छोटे टुकड़े, जहाँ पे दुनिया जो है छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों में बटी हुई नहीं है। छोटे छोटे टुकड़े में आप सोच रहे होंगे आज भी तो बहुत सारे देश हैं बटे हुए हैं, लेकिन ये बात नहीं है। यहाँ पे कुछ मतभेदों की बात हो रही है, बंटवारे की बात मतलब होता है कि मन में आपसी मनमुटाव बाय नैरो डोमेस्टिक वॉल्स, यानी कि जैसा मैंने बताया कि कौन कौन सी चीज़ों के बेसिस पे हम लोग डिस्क्रिमिनेट करते हैं, बायस्ड हो जाते हैं, रेस, रिलीजन, तो मराठी है क्या, तो हिंदी है क्या, तो मलयाली है क्या, ये सब हमारे अंदर चलता रहता है कि मैं बिहार का हूँ, भैया है, वो यूपी का है, सच where words come out from the depth of the truth, यानी कि जहाँ अंग्रेज हम पे शासन किया करते थे, जिसका उनके शासन का हमको ये भी अधिकार नहीं था जो हमारे मन में जो सच्चाई है हम अपने मन की सच्चाई को अभिव्यक्त कर सके। अभिव्यक्ति की आज़ादी भी नहीं थी, बोलने से पहले भी हमको सोचना पड़ता था, क्योंकि बहुत सारे कानून लागू किए गए थे, हमको फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच नहीं था, असेंबल करने का हमारे पास राइट्स नहीं था, मीटिंग्स उनके खिलाफ हम होल्ड नहीं कर सकते थे। ऐसे बहुत सारे अत्याचार वो लोग हमारे पे करते थे, नए नए नियमों को लागू करते। तो उसी के बारे में रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर जी यहाँ पे चाहते हैं कि जहाँ पे हम डेप्थ ऑफ द ट्रूथ से बातें कर सकें, मन की गहराइयों से जो सच्चाई है उसको मुँह से अपने भावनाओं को अच्छी तरह से व्यक्त कर सकें। Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way, this is a metaphorical way. One line I have missed out there. Where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, ये एक personification का एग्जाम्पल है। personification में नॉन ह्यूमन एस्पेक्ट्स, जैसे कि यहाँ पे है टायरलेस ड्राइविंग, स्ट्राइविंग, स्ट्राइविंग जो है वो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट नाम है, उसको ह्यूमन क्वालिटी दिया गया है, वो कोई अब्स्ट्रैक्ट चीज है, उसके पास आर्म्स भी नहीं है, राइट। जो भी भाववाचक संज्ञा है उसमें उसका कोई रूप नहीं होता है, प्रतिरूप नहीं होता है जो हम इमेजिन कर सकें, लेकिन ये जो क्वालिटी है वो पास ऑन किया जाता है, ह्यूमन बींग्स की क्वालिटी को उसको देके इमेजिन किया जाता है, तो उसको बोला जाता है पर्सोनिफिकेशन। Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way, यहाँ पे मेटाफर है, क्लियर मेटाफर है यहाँ पे, क्योंकि ये क्लियर स्ट्रीम जो है उसको रीजन से, रीजन को क्लियर स्ट्रीम से इनडायरेक्ट कंपैरिजन किया गया है विदाउट यूजिंग द वर्ड्स एस एंड लाइक। अगर एस एंड लाइक यूज करके वहाँ पे कंपेयर किया जाता तो वो सिमिली होता, एस आई एम आई एल, सम कॉल इट सिमाइल। Again, my Urdu English is very strict, very tricky, so you just need to remember that. As और like जहाँ पे यूज होता है वहाँ पे सिमाइल रहता है उसका फिगर ऑफ स्पीच, नहीं तो आप सिमिली भी बोल सकते हो। मैं इतनी फंसी नहीं हूँ कि आप क्या बोल रहे हो उसके ऊपर। इवन यूके एंड इंग्लैंड एक्सेंट्स आर डिफरेंट, ब्रिटिश और यूके का एक्सेंट भी डिफरेंट है, बहुत सारे वर्ड्स ऐसे हैं जो स्पेलिंग्स भी डिफरेंट है। तो इंग्लिश के कई कई टाइप्स हैं, तो यू डोंट नीड टू कंफ्यूज ओवर दैट। जैसे आइदर को आप इधर भी बोलते हो, आइदर भी बोलते हो, तो वो सब अलग अलग एक्सेंट्स होते हैं। Personification in the line where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Also, alliteration is there क्योंकि एस एस का साउंड वहाँ पे रिपीट हो रहा है, जब किसी अक्षर का ऐसा स्वर वहाँ पर अवतरित होता है, बार बार रिपीट होता है, दोहराया जाए, तब आप उसको क्या बोल सकते हैं, एलिट्रेशन बोल सकते हैं। अगर कोई पूरा पूरा शब्द दोहराया जाएगा यानी कि वर्ड्स, तो आप उसको क्या बोलोगे, रेपिटिशन बोलोगे। Into the dreary desert sand of where the clear stream of reason has not lost its reach. Into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Again, dead habit is compared to the dreary desert sand. मतलब ये क्या होता है, dreary desert sand is dead habit is compared to dreary desert sand, so it's metaphor in this line. Where the mind is led forward by the, यहाँ पे old English usage archaic word उसको बोलते हैं the, दाओ ताई, ऐसे बहुत सारे वर्ड्स हैं। Into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my father let my country away। रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर परमात्मा से, ईश्वर से ये प्रार्थना करते हैं कि हमारे देश को ऐसा बना दीजिए जहाँ पे विचार हमेशा विस्तृत होते रहे, कहीं भी संकीर्ण ना हो, और हमारा कंट्री जो है ना वो फ्रीडम के एक स्वर्ग में जाकर जागे, जागे मतलब बन जाए. It gets converted into here awakenings converts into. People wake up to find an India which is converted into a heaven of freedom. Some words are here: narrow domestic walls, division on the basis of religion, caste, class, and color in societies and between countries of the world. Tireless striving, continuous efforts and struggle stretches its arms, aims at achieving a goal. Their habit, old traditional ritual and customs that are harmful. यहाँ डेयर हैबिट, हाँ वो भी क्वेश्चन में आता है. ये सब मीनिंग्स आपको अच्छे से पढ़ लेना चाहिए. जैसे सती प्रथा हो गया, चाइल्ड मैरिज हो गया, और विडो ही मैरिज नहीं हो सकती. विडोज वर नॉट अलाउड टू मैरी. Children were married off at an early age without their consent. And when they didn't know anything what is marriage, then it says they were getting married, and the sati pratha in which the wife was forced to jump into the funeral fire of her husband. Ever widening, forever broadening one's outlook. विस्तृत करना, विचारों की विस्तृति. Heaven of freedom, condition of total freedom of thoughts, good words and good deeds while respecting those of others. तो इसका क्रिटिकल एप्रिसिएशन भी आपको पढ़ लेना चाहिए. उसका टाइटल क्या है, पोएट का नाम क्या है, उसमें थीम क्या है. थीम यानी कि सेंट्रल आइडिया उसका क्या है. 2-3 लाइन में आपको उसका थीम पढ़ना चाहिए, और उसके क्या राइमिंग स्कीम्स हैं, राइमिंग वर्ड्स, राइमिंग स्कीम्स, फिगर ऑफ स्पीच. ये इतने आपको पढ़ने रहते हैं. 5 मार्क का क्रिटिकल एप्रिसिएशन आता है अभी तक हाल फिलहाल तक के बोर्ड पैटर्न में, जो कि आगे जाके कभी भी बदल सकता है. अभी न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी आ चुका है जिस टाइम में it is 18th August 2020. Okay, so see you again with another lesson of English Kumar Bharti Standard 10 or Standard 9. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.